Good evening, everyone. We're so glad that you're here for What's Food Got to Do with It, our wellness group where we talk about the power of food.
I'm T,
And I'm Sierra.
and we're the founders of EBLUXE CARES, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising awareness about cancer, empowering communities with tools and prevention and healing.
So, what's food got to do with it? Absolutely everything. And this is a space where we shift the conversation from quick fixes and fat diets to providing you with the tools to make lifestyle changes and focus on bettering our overall health. When we go to the doctor and they give us a prescription, they're helping us manage our symptoms, but not giving us solutions that actually heal the root cause of the problem. So, here we focus on using food to support our bodies, prevent disease, and feel better from the inside out. It's all about making simple, powerful changes that lead to lasting health.
But the truth about wellness is it's not just about what we eat, it's also about how we feel. And a lot of us are constantly on the go. We don't take a moment to pause or breathe deeply. And before we dive in, we're just going to take a few moments to reset with a quick breathing exercise. This is something, and if you're a part of our wellness text community, we've actually shared this technique with you. And hopefully, you've been adding it to your daily routine. And if not, don't worry. You'll be able to join later with us. But Sarah's going to take a few minutes, and she's going to lead us in just a quick few minutes of deep breathing.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let me explain. We're going to have everyone breathe in for 4 seconds and then hold for 4 seconds and then breathe out of your mouth for 4 seconds. So that's breathe in through your nose. And we're gonna do that 3 times. So I'll count you guys off so that you guys can follow along. So if everyone can breathe in, one, two, three, four, and then hold it, one, two, three, four, and then breathe out through your mouth, one, two, three, four. Can you guys see now?
It
Yes.
can't. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry about that. Okay. Okay, now let's breathe again. So everyone breathe in. One, two, three, four. Hold it. One, two, three, four. And exhale through your mouth. One, two, three, four. Okay, one more time. Breathe in through your nose. One, two, three, four. Hold it. One, two, three, four. And exhale through your mouth. One, two, three, four. Okay.
Now, didn't that feel great? Wellness starts in little moments just like this one. And I want us to just kind of make a commitment as individuals and as a community that we're going to start doing better. And what I mean by better is taking care of our health, staying informed, and doing what we can now to prevent disease, not just reacting to it later. We all are in this together and we're all trying to be healthier together. And I'm not sure where, but somewhere along the way, we've kind of gotten off track. Yes, technology has advanced and the world, it's constantly evolving, but at what cost? Most people are getting sicker, many are dying younger, and from diseases that could have been prevented. You guys agree with that?
Yes.
That is a true statement, right?
Yes.
When you look around, I mean, before, we wasn't seeing people dying in their 30s and their 40s, but that's kind of becoming the norm sometimes today. In our diets, it consists mostly of processed foods, sugar, and chemicals that we learned at our last meeting, the things that are hiding in our food. But these are all things that we know that don't nourish our bodies. And then we wonder, why do we feel tired? Why am I bloated? Or why am I out of balance? Okay. So it's time for us to get back to the basics, nourishing our bodies, slowing down, and making intentional choices for our health and well being.
So, yes, like my mom said, in our last session, we gave you guys some tools to help make better food choices. But tonight, we're going to take a little step further. We have a special guest who will be talking about how they reset their body and used food to help heal their diabetes. And we have to remember that wellness isn't a one time thing, right? We have to take care of our minds, our bodies, and our souls. And sometimes that means unlearning a few things.
And when I think about food, I think about how God gave us everything we need to live and thrive, right? From the ground, from nature, from earth. So, why aren't we using these gifts more, especially for prevention or even as support alongside? The medicine and the things that the doctor is recommending, we still could there's still things that we can add into our diet. And something as simple as a lemon can help detox the body, support digestion. Green tea, if you was at our wellness event, we gave information on the benefits of green tea. Is something that helps increase fat burning. Ginger, it's an anti-inflammatory. It helps boost your metabolism. Turmeric, it's another powerful anti-inflammatory, and you have to pair it with black pepper. Okay. Then when you look at raw honey, it's antibacterial, immune support, and natural energy. Cayenne pepper, it helps speed up our metabolism, suppresses our appetite. And then there's Ceylon cinnamon. It balances our blood sugar, supports our heart health. And olive oil is full of healthy fats, reduce inflammation. I know you guys have heard the term, I can show you better than I can tell you, right?
And this
Yeah.
isn't just a theory, it's very personal to us. As you guys know, or some of you may know, EBLUXE CARES was born from my grandfather's cancer journey. And tonight he is here to talk about how he used food as a tool for healing his diabetes. So let's go ahead and bring him in. Hello, Papa.
Welcome.
Hello,
How are
how's everybody
you?
doing tonight?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm doing marvelous.
Okay. So, how many years? Am I in the screen? How many years did you have diabetes? When were you first diagnosed?
I've been suffering with diabetes for 15 years.
For 15 years, okay.
Hmm.
And you recently are not diabetic anymore, correctly?
Absolutely. My
Okay.
doctor called me a case study.
A case study. So you've been diabetic for 15 years, but how many years have I been trying to get you to change your diet and put healthy things in there? You want to share that tonight?
Uh, 15 years.
So
Forever.
for 15 years exactly. So when you were first diagnosed, what plan did your doctor put you on?
Well, they first began to give me pills. They started out with glucoside, and then they progressed that on to metformin. And then when the glucoside and the metformin no longer worked in my system, they put me on insulin.
Hmm.
The insulin seemed to have been doing the body pretty good. I was able to maintain with that. Um, they sent me to nutrition classes,
Hmm.
but me being hard-headed, just kept on with the diet that I was on and really not listening to how bad a shape I was putting my body in.
Hmm. Now, let's go back before that. Do you remember well, we'll talk about the symptoms, but the medicine that they gave you, did it actually help improve? Like they kept switching you, or were they just increasing the dosage over time because it stopped working?
Well, I would say specifically with the insulin, since you said the insulin is what kind of started to help.
Uh, the medicine, they just increased the medicine. That's what they were doing.
Hmm.
Nobody really showed me how to put a stop to diabetes
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
in the medical field.
Right.
Hmm.
So I remember telling you Yeah, insulin is just it's a band-aid, it wasn't solving the root issue. I sent you, I don't know how many articles, brought you all kind of healthier snacks, begged you to stop drinking soda, but nothing really seemed to stick. uh, what was the changing point, or why do you think that was so?
Because I just wasn't following the good news that I was receiving.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Anytime I was diagnosed with anything from the doctor, you and your team immediately researched it, came up with things that I can do, alternative things that I could do. Uh, but I just kept eating what I was eating and doing what I was doing. You always said drink more water. I kept drinking more sodas.
You just did not
You
want to
was telling
listen to
me
the advice.
that the sugar was feeding on the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but nothing really sunk in.
Right.
When
And
did
I
we
it
just
know,
continued to do what I was doing.
yeah. And we know that things like sugar and all of those things are really addictive. We talked about that as well in our last meeting. And, if you've built these habits over time, it can be easy to want to resort back to that consistently and not want to change your habits, right? So I would say, what do you think was a moment where it really clicked for you and you decided, okay, I need to do something different?
Well, the turning point for me took place back in June of last year
Mm-hmm.
when I was diagnosed once again with an illness, had to go to a specialist, and it was dealing with my kidney,
Mm-hmm.
that they had discovered a spot on my kidney.
Mm-hmm.
That's when this team that's on here right now said, we got to put a stop to this.
enough is enough?
Enough is enough. You keep getting sick. They keep adding specialists to your list, but you're not getting any better.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to try something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already began to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
One of our good sisters at the church, every week she make this concoction, which is called Lexa.
Mm-hmm.
My doctors had already said that my right knee was bone on bone. So I was having problems with that knee.
Mm-hmm.
It would swell up, inflammation builds up in it. But then when I started taking this lecture, and I would give the name of this good sister, but I'm not going to put her out there tonight. It begins to help.
Mm-hmm.
The inflammation left the knee. I'm able to walk on that knee until a couple of weeks ago when I had another incident that shook it up. But the Lexa worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
So then you researched my situation and came up with this lemon concoction.
Wait a second. Before we go to the lemon concoction, I just wanted to add that you were telling me how your knee was getting better, you was feeling good, and I had an injury where I had fell. I was on vacation and I had fell, and my knee was bothering me. I had went to the doctor. I couldn't run on it. My husband would have to help me, like walking up and down the stairs. It was pretty bad. So I contacted the good sister, and she's going to join us. We're going to have her on next time with some other guests, and she's going to share what this elixir is. But she shared this recipe with me, and so I started making it myself, and it actually did help. So that caused me to kind of dig a little bit deeper, and the information that I received from her as well as some of my research, I came up with this my own little concoction that I made for you. So you started taking this concoction,
Yes, I did.
and what
I,
happened?
I started taking that along with sea moss, along with what them other pills you make me take.
Fiber, some more fiber.
Fiber, fiber. And lo and behold, uh, it started working on my blood sugar and everything. It got me to a point where I said, I'm giving up doctor medicine.
Right.
So for 4 months, I stopped taking doctor medicine, and I'm relying on that lemon concoction. I'm relying on my Lexa. And for 4 months, I didn't take any medication. The only medication I took was my cancer medicine. I continued to take that.
So during
Wait,
this
wait, I
time,
gotta say,
oh.
we do not advise stopping your medicine. I told my dad, do not stop the medicine. Just keep putting this good stuff in. And the concoction that I have put together for him, it wasn't to treat his diabetes. It was just to treat inflammation, because in our bodies a lot of times we have inflammation. So I wanted to address the inflammation, the cancer, the things like that. But as a result, it helped him with his diabetes. So you
Yes.
started taking this mixture.
So what I was going to ask is, yes, you said that you stopped taking your medicine for the 4 months and we're just drinking these concoctions, right? So how did your body react to that, and what kind of
I'm gonna
results
get
did
to
you
all of
see?
that. All of that's gonna come to play.
Okay,
Okay.
go
But I
ahead.
did call my primary doctor and told her what I had done, and I'm not taking any of you guys' medicine any longer. So what I want you to do is schedule me for an appointment, run my blood work. Let's start all over again. So I took charge of my medical situation.
Right.
So she immediately got me an appointment, everything coming in. But while I'm taking these concoctions, I noticed that my blood sugar, I wasn't taking any insulin or anything, but my blood sugar began to regulate. Everything began to get in shape. Okay. So I had cut the sodas and all of the sweet intakes and all of that. And then November, I was scheduled for my surgery. And they told me I had to go on a liquid diet. So I took chicken broth and beef broth. I had Jello, and I could drink apple juice on this particular diet. They wanted me to be on a week before surgery and a week after. But that chicken broth and that beef broth and all of that, which you made, was so good to me that it did something to my body. It sort of restarted or jump started my body. You told me it would do that. So I stayed on it, not 2 weeks, I stayed on it for a month. I went down from 265 to 210 pounds. Exercising, not at all. The only exercise I do is that elbow. Get good exercise.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked because I can't remember how they wanted you to take it. Whenever they wanted you to start, you started a little bit early. I was preparing everything and you said, I'm going to start this today. And I was like, oh, really? So you started it was homemade chicken broth, bone broth, the things that you could eat. And you started on that. And even after the surgery, you continued it longer. And what did
Yeah.
you when you came out of surgery? They gave you some chicken broth. Remember they gave you the chicken broth.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And he called me and he said that chicken broth is a mess. It's not like the one I got at home. But needless to say, it helped reset your body. It helped get rid of the cravings that you had, and I think that was, that was a big help as well as seeing your numbers go down. Correct?
Yes, my numbers began to get in order. Uh, then when January rolled around, you put that program on with dealing with nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I made my mind up that I'm going to start eating healthy,
Mm-hmm.
healthier than what I was. And everything began to fall in place. Once my body got reset, the craving really for food went away. Candy, ice cream, sweets, it just went away.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I went to the doctor. Uh, she checked my blood and she told me, "So your diabetes are in check. So I'm taking you off insulin. You don't need it anymore." And matter of fact, Kaiser is using me as a case study to be able to get off diabetes at my age. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people think you're too old to start doing things. But I tell you, uh, age does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So she's using me as a case study because of getting off of the diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
During the 4 months, just let me give a disclaimer out here. During that 4 months of being off of my heart medicine, because all I was taking was the cancer medicine,
Mm-hmm.
um, I began to get edema building up in my body, and I knew right away that I needed to go to emergency.
Mm.
So they took me in, they kept me overnight, got me back in good shape. I went to see my heart doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me that diabetes, you can reverse that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but your heart medicine, you're going to have to continue to take that medication.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized at that point that I would have to continue to take that medicine to strengthen my heart.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
My heart is in good shape, but I had to go through this to prove to myself that they not just pushing medication.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things you have to take,
Exactly.
but my diabetes are regulated, it's in shape. I haven't taken any medicine. I just went to get my A1C checked, and it was at 6.8.
And now,
My doctor,
what was it when you were taking the insulin? Do you remember?
oh, it would be 11, 12, 13.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yes.
stopped taking insulin, started eating the things that we were suggesting,
Eating
and
right, taking my
concoction.
concoctions. That's what started me out on the right trail,
Mm-hmm.
the right track.
Okay.
Uh, and then eating right, putting the right stuff in my system only helped more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And like you
But them
said,
concoctions had already started them diabetes to leave.
right. And like you said, it's super important to remember that, medicine is important, just like, putting the right things into your body, taking those foods are important. They both work together to keep us functioning right, serve their purpose. And it's also important to know that taking those right foods, those concoctions, right, can also be useful as preventative measures for people that do not have diabetes now or do not have these certain diseases. So, but yes, like you said, it's really important to know that, all the doctors are not bad. They're not against us. They do want to help us ultimately. Um, but there are some things that we can do to help as well. So that's really
Yes,
good.
I agree. And I should have been listening a long time ago.
Right.
Mhm.
But sometimes when you get into a routine, eating certain things, eating unhealthy, we enjoy unhealthy food,
Right.
and then we eat more than what we should be eating. I understand that better today than what I did in time past.
Right.
Yes, it takes a lot
But my
to,
diabetes have left.
yeah.
My doctor, after she reviewed, because they get a reading of my blood sugar every day. And she sent me a text and said, Mr. Moultrie, whatever you are doing, keep it up.
Mhm.
Your diabetes working real good. You're doing real good.
Yes.
And we're gonna
Yeah.
share that. I can share that recipe with you guys. If you guys are on our text community, I can send you the information, what it was, how we made it. Um, you can text 866 EBLUX, or you could put your name in the chat
And
with
your
your phone
number.
number, and we'll add you to that list where we'll share all the details.
I am busy.
Or
No.
you can mute yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's very very powerful. It is powerful. Um, and I'm proud of my dad. I'm so happy because, and I don't know, I feel like after our January meeting, it was like a fire set upon him, and he was like really determined that he's about to eat right. He's doing this, he's doing that. I ordered the food for him. They love bread, but so what I did is I found a bread that they can eat. It's not really, it is bread, but it doesn't have flour in it. What is it called, down?
I
Ezekiel.
like Ezekiel 4:9.
Ezekiel 4:9. And so he's able to eat the bread. So it's just about adjusting a few things, and you can't even tell, right? It just seems like it's bread. It just seems like, but sometimes our bodies get so used to what we're used to. So we just have to step out of our comfort zones.
Yes. So as we can all see, it is possible. We've heard it from somebody who has lived this. But I want to check in with some of our attendants here. Does anybody have any questions or
any
anything
comments?
before we continue on?
You said you were going to be sharing the ingredients to the elixir. How can we get that?
Yes. So
This is just so super interesting.
yes.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and just put your name and your phone number in our chat.
It comes directly to us, so it's not
yeah.
going to go to the group. Just put your name, your phone number, or you could text.
Yeah. And we also
I need to
have,
just, you guys, chat is disabled on my
Yeah,
end.
I was gonna
oh,
say you
is
guys
it?
need to disable it.
Okay,
And
I'll put
Attention.
I have a link that you guys I'll put in the chat for you guys all to see, and you guys can fill out the form. Let me see. You guys can let me know.
And finally, because this information is amazing, and just to hear your story, Mr. Marshall. I'm sorry, Mr. Moultrie. Tishio, do you have a way that I could share the story? I mean, this really interesting, especially about the broth part and resetting the body. I've never heard this before,
Yes.
and I just really want to know more about resetting the body.
Yes. Well, we're actually going
That's
to get
gonna be
into
our next
that
stop.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I'm ahead of myself. Sorry.
no, you're just fine. So, are you guys able to see the? Some of you guys are able to message us, but if not, I did put a link in the chat, and you guys can click on that and just fill that out, and then it'll add you. So either or, you can put your number and your name in there, and like we said, it just comes directly to us only. So,
do you guys see the link that's in the chat?
We can see the link, but we cannot text in the chat. We cannot type in the chat.
On it.
But can you click on the link?
Let me see.
Just take a picture of it.
Can you click the link?
Yeah, you can click
Because
the
we
link.
did get a
Okay.
message
Yeah,
from
some people
someone.
are messaging us, so I'm not sure. But if you,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, some people are
If,
sending
if they
messages.
click on, if they actually click on EBLUXE Cares, I think that will release the chat. Because at first mine was disabled, and I actually clicked on the name
okay,
Okay.
yeah, because it only
EBLUXE
allows.
Cares in the chat, and it may open it up.
So
And just so you know, the link works perfectly. I was able to sign up just right now
okay,
without.
perfect. Okay, great.
Mhm.
So yeah, either or. Did anybody else have any questions or comments before we
Move on.
continue?
Yeah,
I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
I
go
just
with
wanted to
Lily.
say
Yeah.
something about the Ezekiel bread. It's the best bread you can buy. It really is. You know,
Yes.
even though I like sourdough, I
I like
also like
sourdough
the
too.
Yes.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
I go to the bakery. I go to the bakery to buy the sourdough, and you can get the multigrain sourdough as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we got him put on the Ezekiel bread, the muffins, even the cereal. So it's a really good line you guys could look up.
Okay,
And-
Leslie. Oh,
Can I have a quick comment
Okay,
to
yeah.
Cheryl? And
Okay.
we're talking about food and our bodies. I just want you to remember when we talk about bread, this is my new thing. Bread is 4 ingredients. If it's more than 4 ingredients, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's
I make my own. I'm making my own bread now. That's my new thing. Something to think about for the future.
Definitely.
I was gonna start
Share
trying
with us.
to make sourdough myself, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Anybody else?
Yes,
Yeah, I
Leslie.
have a question about the broth. So, when you had the broth, that's all you had all day, or
Yes.
what else did you eat with? That's it, just broth all day.
He only
I
ate
had
chicken
Let him
broth
answer.
or
Let him answer.
oh, okay.
had chicken broth. That's my cook. Chicken broth, beef broth, Jello, apple juice.
Okay, so like a clear liquid diet.
Clear liquid diet. That's what they put
Okay.
me on.
For a
Perfect,
whole
okay.
month. Okay.
I
Anyone
know
else?
they always. Yeah, I know they mention colors and stuff like that. Did you have to have any particular color Jello or anything like that?
No, any color, any flavor.
Okay.
And during that time, I was looking for food to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But then when my body reset itself, the food, I couldn't eat that much food. Yeah.
Because your
My
body.
appetite went down.
Yeah.
And like I said, I lost weight without going out doing exercise. I liked it, that part.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
I had a
Yes.
comment, ladies.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yes, I also was diagnosed at the age of 38 as a type 2 diabetic, and I'm soon will be 59. I also was hard headed, like my brother, my elder, and didn't follow what the doctor said for I don't know how long, but it took my doctor hollering and screaming at me to where I felt like I was a 5-year-old, and I had to see the dietitian maybe 3 times before it clicked with me. And what I did learn is I had to let a lot of stuff go. It's not just bread, it's just the bad carbs. It could be pasta, potatoes, bread, sugar. I mean, I was eating croutons like it was potato chips at one time, not realizing that that was still bad carbs. But eventually, for a year, I had to get in the mindset of letting everything go. And I changed my diet to a Mediterranean diet. And I took myself also off the medicine. I was on glucophage and glyburide as well. And they wanted to put me on insulin. I was 13 when I went in and originally diagnosed, and then went down to 6.2 the year or two later. So I just, to hear my brother's story, it rang true with me as well. And I now, the only thing I do eat bad is probably my Haagen-Dazs strawberry ice cream. But I am a Mediterranean diet eater. And I found that that works to keep my sugar level down to a 6.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
And that's
Yeah.
good. And we also found pasta, like my dad eat pasta. The main key is finding things that is not gonna boost your to cause your the crashing your the spikes
Yes.
in your blood sugar.
Mm,
So there
yes.
are certain pastas that I've given him that it doesn't call, it doesn't cause that. So yeah, if anybody want more details, use that text line, that new text line that we got. That's for you guys to be able to um, ask questions, reach out to us, for us to give you guys motivation and different things like that. So
Yes.
any other questions or comments?
Okay, so like we mentioned a little bit about resetting the body, we're just going to touch on that a little bit before we close. Sometimes our bodies do need breaks, right? We're constantly putting those processed foods and snacks and sugars in them, and our bodies never get that time to reset. So some of you may be familiar with intermittent fasting, right? And that can really be beneficial. And it's not about starving yourself, it's about when you eat. Okay, so some common types of intermittent fasting include the 16-8 method, where you fast for 16 hours and you eat during an 8-hour window.
Has anyone ever tried intermittent fasting?
No, but that is something
Yes.
they need to know more, because I want to know more about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do it.
Yeah, I do that also as well.
And what's your experience with it, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, I started off first just doing just an 8 hour.
Mm-hmm.
Then I moved from 8 hours to about 12.
Mm-hmm.
So since I have to get up early in the morning, I didn't. I had my little coffee, but after 7 a.m., I wouldn't eat again until maybe 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easy for me because I'm on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and within that intermittent fasting, I just sip water,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. But that's now. But when I was much younger, I do a total fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say when I did it because it was monthly.
Okay.
Now, when
And
you
I would
say
fast for like,
when you say 12 hours, was this 12 hours the eating window, or that was your fasting window?
that was my fasting window.
Okay. Okay.
Because you also, when they talk about intermittent fasting, you do know while you're sleeping you're fasting.
Fasting, yes. Yes.
So that was also taken in consideration of my time of fasting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody else have experience with intermittent fasting? So
Congratulations, Uncle Marshall. But I do intermittent fast.
You do?
I don't eat. I only drink on Wednesdays, and I don't eat from 8 to 10, 8 p.m. to 10 a.m.
Okay.
A lot of time is like 6 p.m. because I'm at work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And
So a lot of times I don't eat past 6 p.m., 6:30ish to 10 o'clock the next day.
And then what changes have you noticed in your body since starting that?
None. But my defense, other people do.
Okay.
I don't,
Okay, cool.
but other people do.
Well, I know when I entered.
And then I did the thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you can go. Okay.
I know when I've done intermittent fasting, like Rhonda said, when you're sleeping, you're fasting as well. So it was pretty easy for me. Even when I get off my day, sometimes I won't eat because my body's just gotten used to it. But I know that sometimes I put lemon water. When I first started making the concoction and stuff, I was calling my cousin, my family, like, oh my gosh, it just feels like, I could just feel a difference in my body. So But there's different types of intermittent fasting. So like Sierra said, the first one is the 16-8, where you can
Yes.
fast for 16 hours and eat for 8 hours.
Yes. Some of you guys also shared your own, and obviously you can customize it, personalize to yourself, like you said. There is a 5-2 method where you can have 5 days of regular eating and 2 days of more low calorie eating. Sometimes full 24-hour fast or even 72-hour fast can really help reset your system and just help reduce the inflammation, regulate your blood sugar, and give your gut some time to rest. And the blood sugar, like we said earlier, is really important. You don't want your blood sugar to spike. That's kind of what triggers a lot of things in your body. So this can help prevent that and help with that. So like we always say, we're not doctors, right? We're just here to educate you guys, try to empower you, and share what has helped us and other people in our community. We will always recommend to speak to your doctor first, especially if you have any specific health conditions. But like we said, we definitely believe that small lifestyle changes can make a really huge impact. So we want to say thank you so much to our guest, Marshall, my grandfather, like we said, for joining us tonight and just sharing your experience and how, food was able to help you reset your system, get you right on track. We really appreciate you coming and sharing that with our audience.
And before we close, we just want to give an opportunity. Oh, did you have anything to say?
Papa, did you have anything to say?
Just thank everybody and realize that it's never too late to get started.
Yes.
And when we asked the question, what food got to do with it, from the horse's mouth, everything.
Right. Okay. Do anybody else have any questions or comments before we close?
Thank you.
So before we close, I want to share a few things that EBLUXE Cares,
what we have going on.
Some things that we have going on. And like Sierra said, well, you guys already know about our wellness tips, okay? We talked about that. What that is we have a 800 number, is 866 for EBLUXE. And each week we send out a Wellness Wednesday, which is tips for the week, motivation, or we might send something on a Fit Friday, okay? We want our Fit Friday to turn into something where if you guys are getting out and you guys are doing something for the week, whether it's walking, whether it's something, to share it with us, and then we can share it with our community as inspiration. But we definitely send out different tips. This week we will send out our recipes. Some of the things we've sent out was the benefits of lemon, the benefits of deep breathing, stretching. We're going to go into hydration, which plays a part.
Yes. So that is the text line that you guys will be receiving that recipe through, like we said. So everyone that's put their number in the chat, we will definitely add you all to that. And like we said, it's not a big group chat where your phone is going to be getting notified all day long.
We hate those. And we're not going to spam you.
Yeah, we're just going to send you out a text and your responses just come straight to us. It's private one-on-one communication. If you guys have any questions, you can use it for that. Anything you want to share, it's just between you and us. Something else that is new and upcoming is our outreach program, which is called the EBLUXE Love Drop. We know that treatment can put a financial strain on families, so we're working on providing brand new essential items to you guys, from clothes to skincare to makeup, just a whole bunch of essentials that you guys may need to help you out along your journey. And we'll host different community events where you can stop by and pick these items up. If you did want to volunteer or have anything you'd like to support that cause for, you can always reach out to us as well.
And the Love Drop, it's for cancer patients, caregivers, people who are going through financial hardship because of their treatment. So we want to be able to give these essential items to them, as well as people in underserved neighborhoods. So that's why we're going to also host community events where we go out into the community and we give away these essential items. We do need volunteers, so if anybody want to help us volunteer, or if you have a location where you want to host us, where we could set up, let us know.
Yes, and Yolanda asked in the chat, if you do donate just in the area. If you do not live in the area, will you ship items? So yes, and we do have a link that you guys can fill out in order to sign up and be a part of that. So we can send that also in our text chat as well.
But it's also on our website.
Yeah, that's in our website, but yes.
If you go on our website under our programs, we have all the programs that we offer. And lastly, we have upcoming bubble run that we're participating in. That's going to be on July 13th. It's a fun way for us to get out with the family, friends, the whole family, get out and just do something to get our bodies moving. You don't have to run, you can walk. There's more info on our website, but we would love for you guys to join us and just get the kids out. It's summertime. It's a whole bubble event. They're going to love that. You're going to love it. So hopefully you guys can join us for that.
Yes. And overall, we just want to thank everyone who has logged on tonight for joining us. We want you guys to remember that your health is your wealth, and we all just want to continue to grow together and be the best versions of ourselves. So we hope that you guys were able to get some good information tonight and maybe apply it into your lifestyles, or share with people that you know.
So what's the date for the bubble run again?
July 13th.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, before we sign off, did anybody have any last questions or comments?
I'm just wondering, ladies, could you put the telephone number in the
chat? Yes.
Chat, so that we can see it and I can get it down real quick. I can screenshot it.
Okay.
Let me put that in for you.
And also you can use gluten-free noodles.
Okay.
If you just want noodles, you can do gluten-free.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing, Marie.
Well, thank you. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat, but thank you all again for joining us.
Have a good evening.
Okay, and that's the text number is in there for those who asked for it. Thank you again.
And an easy way